Yes. We are live. Just give me a moment. Hello. How are we all doing? I've started doing something a bit weird when I start to do a live stream. I've started to pace when I do a live stream. It's weird. Something I've only just started doing recently, and it really kind of helped just curve some nerve when I go live and just try and do a bit more like meditation a little bit, so it makes me get a little bit better. Thank you, Jez. I am here. It is a Thursday, not a Friday. Can we play tomorrow? Good Friday games are always fun. Let me have a look at some comments. Evening, Nat. Evening, Jez. Evening, DJ. As DJ said, get the likes up for the live stream. I much appreciate it. I need to go share this somewhere. I've forgotten to do that, so give me a moment. I'm always going to forget something. I know I am. It's just one of those things. Puncture 41. Doop. Yeah. Joppy. I get it on Twitter. And apology, I am one of those people who have one of those annoying clickety-clack keyboards. Doop. That one's shared there. And where is the Facebook pages? Did you know I have a Facebook page, by the way? I have 2. Actually, I think I have 3. I think I moderate 3 of them. Evening, Nat. Looking forward to watching Macclesfield on Saturday. Nice. Yeah, they did. I think they did win the league, actually. Unsure on that. I was positive for last few games, but yeah, it's a weird one. It's a very, very weird one going into this, really, because we ain't played that well, and things have been going a bit infighting between fans and stuff, but I was always expecting, sadly, a little bit of a wobble on the first time of us having our first loss, and I think it doesn't help that it was against a rival, which then kind of snowballed it a little bit. Granted, that is the only loss we've had. The rest have been draws, but with how we are doing, we should be going more. You look at the game versus Lincoln, 21 shots and only 5 of them are on target. That's not good enough. We have to do better than that. So we'll see. But it's going to be an interesting weekend. It's all in our hands this weekend, and it could define the rest of the season to a point. I know that's a big leap, but I personally think we have to have a good weekend. The fact that Icky and Patterson in training helps. Are they going to be available for any time soon? You might get something possibly on Pato on the bench on Monday. But in terms of a Windass and everyone else, it ain't going to be happening anytime soon, is it? But yeah, it don't sound good on the Windass and Bayers situation. Bayers one sounds a lot worse than others. I'm doing okay now. Been a very long week. As it being the Easter holidays, I've been on dad duty all week, and it's been long. I am very, very tired. She gets to that age where she's very demanding and want to do things, and sometimes I don't do well with that and how my illness is, so we have to plan things around it, and it makes things 10 times more difficult, especially when you're on your own like I have been today. But apart from that, I'm good. It's been a slow week on the channel because of that. It's also just been a slow week Wednesday wise, but I think we needed a slow week. I think we've had a week where everything's been coming at the club and at the fans left, right, and centre. I think we needed a quiet week to kind of put ourselves in a bit of a position. Bolton hammering Plymouth. Let's just call it what it was. It was a demolish. They just properly demolished them. It was very unlike Plymouth. It really was. It was really unlike Plymouth, and it was strange. It was a very, very strange thing to do. It may rock them, but this is the first time we'll see Plymouth a little bit, having a little bit of a wobble or trying to come through that. I can't see it being an issue, though. They've got Morecambe away next game. Morecambe are fighting for the lives, so I will be interested to see what happens there. No wonder I can't see the live chats. I've got it on the wrong thing. There we go. There's eight people watching, 6 likes. I know this probably won't do as well to this week because A, it's a Thursday. People are creatures of routine. If they don't see one on Friday, they get a bit flustered. And apologies if I keep looking down here. I've got it's very unprofessional of me, I know, but I've got a tablet here with a bit of the golf on because it's Master Week, and that's where a lot of my focus goes around this time of year as well. But we gotta bounce back from the last 2 games. We gotta get our scoring boots on. We just gotta start scoring. It's something we haven't done enough of recently, and I think that needs to change. You look at when you have someone like a Windeth out, who's probably most goals and assists this season. We're lacking. We're lacking in that, but someone needs to step up. You look at like the likes of Adeniran, Backinson, Biz. They need to step up now. Everyone in this team, if we want to go up and be accounted for, everybody got to step up. Everyone. And this isn't one of the kind of thing. This isn't me like bashing on the players, but they've got to show that urgency. They've got to show it to us now because we know they want it to go up. We know they need it. And I've seen Baz get a bit of criticism for his comments after the Lincoln game, saying they're tired. And I've seen people turning around and going, "Oh, why should they be tired? Why should they be tired?" The reason why they should be tired, and you've got to think of this logically. Before the Bolton game, we had... let me get my math right, because I need to get it right, because if I don't get it right, I'll get it wrong. Let's have a look. Before the Bolton game, we had 3, and granted, I know Barnsley technically doesn't count, but I'm going to count it anyway. After the Bolton game, sorry, not before. After the Bolton game, we had 3 games away, back to back. And we haven't had that in such a long time. We've always had a period where we go back and we're back at Hillsborough another week. Then it's an away game. Yes, the Lincoln game, we could have done a lot better. You look at the next 4 games coming up. It's Oxford away. It's at home against Aki. And then it's 2 back-to-back away games again. And then on the 22nd, we're at home again. So we really need to start getting that voodoo with like, right, if we're going to play away, just play away and see what happens here. Because it needs to happen. Let's have a look. Going to be crazy ending and converting the Barnsley Switch game for my chances. Oh, nice. Oh, you're covering, sorry. Oh, did you get a ticket in the end, mate? I know you were struggling to get a ticket for that one. How are you, Lee, anyway, mate? I feel like it's going to be an exciting, intense season and the eventual championship will be deserved. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being quite interesting in all the leagues, because if you actually look at the relegation battle in the championship, that got quite tight. The one in the Premier League is ridiculous. It's like 3 or 4 teams on 26, like from 12th onward could go down. It's weird. So it's going to be interesting. I'm trying not to think about it too much, or indeed not at all. Don't even know why I'm here to stop thinking about Wednesday, everyone. It's been a weird one. It's been a weird one. It's been so strange this week because the fan base has gone really weird and toxic. It's gone really strange, and I get it. We haven't lost one in a while, and I always was worried about how we responded after a loss, and we've seen it now. And draws right now are not what we need. We had that period around October where we just couldn't pick a win up, and it was just draws now and again, and then we managed to get the wins over. I think we need to look very carefully how we manage this team as well for the end of the season, because at the end of the day, if we manage our players properly, they'll get this over the line and stuff. I think having Icky back in training, I think having Patterson back in training, I've seen people turn around and say, are we really pinning our season on Patterson? And I don't want to say we're pinning it on Patterson, but he gives us another option. You put him in that game against Forest Green, Cheltenham and Lincoln, he probably makes the difference. He really does make the difference because he can get in people's faces. And that's what we've missed these last couple of games. We've missed people who can get in people's faces. We've missed people who are willing to just battle down the ball. Granted, I know tomorrow is a Sky game and I've seen everyone going, oh, we play rubbish on Sky. Why are we on Sky again? Because it will be Bolton, Forest Green, and now this game. We just got to go there and play our game. It'll be interesting. Player coming back from injury is huge. Doesn't matter who they are. It's bodies and squad. Yeah, exactly. It'll give a bit of confidence to the players, even if they're not playing, knowing that they're there because they know that someone's going to be looking for that base. You've got to look at this really interesting for Wednesday. Where we got the injuries haven't helped. I'll agree. And Darren come out quite. I saw his press conference a little bit today. Is it on Sky? Yeah, it's on Sky at 3 o'clock, DJ, which is weird, which I'm really strange about. But yeah, it's on Sky. DJ, try and find a pub to watch it in or something. A pub might show it. You never know. But it will. I think having the players back in the squad, in terms of just the squad setup, is handy. It'll give people confidence. It'll give that like camaraderie. Yeah, you got to remember, we may not see Patterson until Monday, kind of thing. It might be Monday you see him in the squad, but him still being in the squad or around it is helpful. It'll help people going forward. Byers, I am now convinced Byers is out for the season. For me, personally, I think Byers is out for the season. Windass, I'm not in chat. Only Everton, Liverpool, and United here. Well, it'll be the only game, mate. I think at 3 o'clock. Let me have a look. Also, when I was getting ready for the show, I have been listening to a hell of a lot of dance music over the last couple of days. So I've been really like hyped up. So every time that dump hit on the opening music, it got me kind of like properly ramped up. A lot of games on. Oh wow! So there's a lot of red button games, and then there's us. Wow, that's weird. We're the Sky game, and the rest are like championship games. Wow. Okay. So yeah, it might be interesting. I think we'll lost the ability to go direct in the last few games. Is it time to think the unthinkable and ref Bannon for a game or two? We have one without him, remember. Very good point, but also I'm also putting last week into effect as well. Completely different circumstances for Bannon going into that week with the birth of his little boy and a new member. I can understand that, but Barry Bannon will want to play this, even if Darren Moore says you're having a rest. He will want to be properly up for this. Might have to do Town Saturday and watch the match tomorrow. Yeah, do that instead, DJ. That's a better logic. Now, do what's right for you, mate. I understand that, but if you take Bannon out that middle, who have you got who could play? Kind of thing. I'm thinking your creative players. Because if that happens, all you're having left there is Worko just online. Go say hello to Worko. What after this? I'll leave a link in the description. All you've got then is like a creative play, Volks. And Volks have been a difference. He really have been a big difference, I'm not gonna lie. Would you change the formation to help, i.e. 4-4-2 with the lack of midfielder performing? I don't know. I really don't know, Nat, because he's a bit funny when it comes to changing formations. He likes what it is. Like I said earlier, I'm thinking of bypassing the midfield completely. Yeah. The thing is, for me, and I know it can sound weird, you probably start Wilkes tomorrow just to give you a bit of pace. Change it up a little bit. We're missing that pace up top. I think the issue we've had, Smith and Gregory are too alike. And the thing that we've had over the last couple of times is that we've had players who are not alike. Patterson isn't the same as Gregory and Smith. And that's the problem. There are two players who are very similar to how they play. So there's not been another option to be there. So I think that's something we have to look at. But the midfield has been poor over the last couple of games. It's been saved thanks to Barry Bannon and Will Vault working their backsides off. And normally whoever got in and slotted into that role where Bayer would be has just either not turned up or done bit but not enough. For me, I think Adeniran is a better player out wide than he is inside. I think the last couple of games since Johnson come back, he's been okay. But I also felt like last time he came in, it took him a couple of games to get warmed up to be in that position. He's not looked the same Johnson since the suspension. Now, I don't know if that's a mental thing. I have no idea. But at the same time, you have to think of this as, what are we needing to get through? Because right now, looking at things, this is technically our last month, full month of football, if everything goes right. If everything goes right, this is our last month full of football till next season. And it's a busy one. Midfielder Johnson, Bannon, Volks, and Adeniran. That one I can see. That one will work quite well, actually. To be fair, I thought Reece James did okay in the midfield as well. I thought last game, Reece James was really solid in that. If Sheffield went to lose tomorrow, then it goodbye promotion. Joseph, I get what you're saying, mate, but anything can happen. It's very tight in here in this league. I get it. I understand it. I feel the same, but I also don't feel the same. Just because it's still very tight. We got to go there with a game plan. We got to go there with a game plan and execute it. The last couple of games we had game plans, and the problem is we haven't executed the shots. So it'll be interesting. Last thing we need is playoffs. I'm pretty sure I can't do one of the weekends if that's going to be one of the weekends as a playoff game. Anyway, because I've got a christening. So will be interesting. But I understand what you're saying, Joseph. But at the same time, let's have a little bit of let's try and actually, what am I trying to say? Let's try and have a bit of a positive. I know it's very difficult, but let's try to be a bit positive on it, because who knows? It could be like last week with way too many games and not enough players to change it. And that can happen. Injuries. I don't want that. I don't want transfer windows either. That could happen. It could be that they're all just knackered because we haven't got anybody else to play those other positions at the minute. And that does happen. That does happen when it comes to it. So let's see. It is good news on player coming back. There are 18 people watching and 8 likes. Can we get those likes up, please? I would much appreciate it. And my button on my screen that still doesn't work. We will win our next 2 games and watch Barnsley switch on the beach. I hope so, Russell. That is the ideal situation. Personally, that is the ideal situation going forward. But I think we all saw what came and what has happened, and we got to be very cautious about what happens next. It's make or break for the rest of the season from here now. And like Lincoln, hang on, let me bring up the Lincoln stats. I can hear a plane. It's really off-putting. Yeah, versus Lincoln, we had 20 shots and 5 on target to their 5 and 3, and one of those 3 was on target. We've had this in the past. You look at like the top of the table right now, you're looking like last 5. We've drawn 3, lost 2. Plymouth have won 4, lost 1. Ipswich have won the last 5. Barnsley have won 4, lost 1. And Bolton have drawn 2, lost 2, and won 1. So it's going to be very interesting. I think Bolton, Plymouth, and Derby are the ones fighting for that. And it's weird because you got a race for playoffs and a race for automatics in 2 tables. It's really, really tight. So it's gonna be interesting coming the rest of it. Get the bus. Yeah. Um what has Brown done wrong? I thought he had a good game before, dropped after a good game, linked well with Bannon. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. It's weird. He did look good, and I thought he was gonna be in the squad a little bit more, and he's not. And it's like he would have been an ideal player to bring on for like a Palmer last game, just to give Palmer a little bit of a break. I don't know. It's weird. It is very, very, very weird that he suddenly got froze out again after Darren Moore was very high praise of him. There's a player there who could come in and help us. We may need him for the Burton Bristol Rovers game, kind of thing. Like we have got literally got 1, 2, 3, 4 away games. 1, 2, 3. And 3 home games left. That is it. And then the season is done, depending on where we are. We've got to just do this one game at a time. Nat, thank you. I wanted to bring this up because I've seen some fans have a go at him on Twitter, and it's not nice. Yeah, and Manny says, good point. Yeah, so Izzy Brown has retired at 26. He's had so many injuries. He's had so many things happen off the pitch as well. Nancy Forestick, I think that's how you say it, did a cracking article on him. And it's such a shame because he was such a good talent. But so many knee injuries over the years have they just looked at him really interestingly. It just not helped him. Knee injury after knee injury, ACL injury. And you wish him all the best on what he does next in his career, because retiring at 26, we've seen it happen to players and then they'll come back, i.e. Ala Hutch, but I don't see this happening. Yes, he got a load of stick when he was at Wednesday, but when he got a stick, he was in a team that was really struggling and really not right off the pitch either. So it came at a time where it was bad. So I hope Izzy Brown has the right people around him and to help him go through the next step of his career. There's 19 people watching and 9 likes. Please get it up. And I really do hope, because there was a player in there. It's just a shame. But like Manny said, stop leaning on the panic button. We'll win promotion and read about the boys at vacation in Portugal. Yeah, let's go for that. I like that. Liverpool looking to loan Calvin Ramsey next season. He's a right back if we get championship. That would be a very good option. A position we need help in. And it's a kind of player that Darren Moore can get. He is very good at getting these kind of players. We've seen this. Izzy Brown was a player that I feared when he was playing for Huddersfield. Didn't really kick on from then. I remember him from when there was the terrible corner. That's the only thing anyone remembers from him, Lily Whiteboy, that corner. He had such a great time at Huddersfield as well. It's just a shame it never really kicked on from there. But again, injuries have just blighted the poor career. And 26, he's got a chance to try and figure out what he's going to do next. But it'll be difficult. Like, a lot of footballers struggle after playing the game. So it'll be interesting what happens next. But yeah, Calvin Ramsey would be a really good player to loan. The kind of player I think Darren Moore could do a lot of work for his career as well and help improve it. So that's not a bad shout, DJ. Tomorrow's going to be a good game, though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how Wednesday play. Lovely. Someone has a very loud car. That came through the microphone really well. Nice one. Cheers for that. I am on a different microphone, to be fair. But yeah, that's shook. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see what we could bring in next season, depending on what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing how we play tomorrow. I think some of the concerns about the players who are not there, like Byers and Windass, I think Byers is probably done. Windass, you may get him last 3 games of the season, possibly. And then if we need him from then onwards, then great. Hopefully we're not going to need him, but it will be interesting to see if we see him put a Winter shirt on again this season. I really hope it is, because we need him. We need him back, whatever fitness he can do, even if it's just like 20 minutes off the bench. He's shown that he's did that a couple of times last season when he was injured. Little bells, and he just made the difference in those little bells. I think the game that reminds me of how he was last year with the MK Dons game. Goal, assist. And he had a period around that Christmas time where he was just the player to beat. He was just a player to try and get that shirt off him. And sadly, it was an injury that took it away from him. He's done really well this season. So it'll be interesting how that goes. But I think we're just going to go and play our game tomorrow. Try and pepper their goal. Pick a good lineup and see what happens there. I think Wilkes probably gets a start tomorrow for me. You're probably going to see Reece James in midfield again as well. I thought that worked. And let's see what happens. Like, Oxford at the minute are in... I think they're in 17th. Oxford are in 20th. So they are just above the drop zone. So they are fighting for their lives. So they are going to need a victory of some sort. Because, again, the next 2 games are Oxford United, who are just above the drop, and then Atkins and Stanley on Monday. Again, relegation teams that we're facing. We look at what we did last, the relegation team. We don't want to, don't mention it. But we're going to have to turn up. And then again, one of the other teams in that, after Monday game, it's Burton, who are in 18th, who look like they're safe, but they're probably not yet. So it's going to be really interesting to see where everybody lines up and ends up at the end of this. Who game's that? Exeter. Where Exeter? 11th, so there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. 2 relegation scraps, it'll be interesting. Have a look. I'll take Ball as well if they were willing. I would, but I'm probably saying they're probably not going to be willing. Wow, the camera angles at the Augusta Masters is getting better and better. I used to watch the golf back when I was a kid, and just watching the Masters and seeing some of the camera angles is really impressive. I've spent a lot of this week as well when I haven't been watching a bit of the golf coverage and stuff like that, playing the game that just come out for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One, the PGA game, and Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and it's been really good. Probably same team against Lincoln with Smith out and Wilkes for me. That makes a lot of sense. Having Wilkes up top, I think that partnership, Wilkes and Gregory, will work better than Smith and Wilkes. I think that makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. I didn't know I could do that. Wow, cool. I liked it better when I was thinking we'll just Bolton and Barnsley and to get out of the way, and then I'll be playing today. Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda, though. That's the issue there. Like, we can't change it. We have to just do with what we're doing. We've got to go with what we've got and just see how we get on. At the end of the day, we've got a good opportunity today, tomorrow, to just concentrate on us. Again, it's what Gregory said last season. We started looking around people around us and getting concerned on other people's results. And I wonder if a bit of that creeped into the game plan as well. I wonder if a bit of looking around us has happened. And we weren't doing that last season. 14 viewers and 10 likes. Please get those likes up. But I will be finishing on the 40-minute mark. I'm on 38 now. I am going to go watch some more golf. I'm going to play some golf on the computer. And I'm probably going to then watch a little bit of Worko, who is currently playing Days Gone, I believe. Where's Twitch? That Twitter. Twitter confusing me because it is the Dogecoin, because their chief operating person is doing stuff. What the hell? Punky Hills is now lurking. So cool. Let's have a look. England ladies on TV. I'll be watching the golf, mate. Mick golf last game. You can't drop him. Yes, I can see that, but you could also turn around and say, Emily, you can't drop Wilt because you can't drop Gregory because he scored against Cheltenham. It's gonna be a tough decision. You're gonna have a decision between who going to be in net, as Lily Boy just said. Hey up, Annie, how you doing? The swapping out Dawson, thought they were wrong choice. Dawson fits. Right. The problem with I'm going to just bring this up now because the Dawson Stockdale situation, again, I'm wondering, and then Worko said it, if you go to the Talking Wednesday podcast, you'll hear his thoughts about Dawson being dropped because his confidence was shot. I wonder if he's going to come back in come this game because his confidence is back up and he just needed that little bit of pep talk. I think he will. But yeah, it did slow down a lot when we didn't have Dawson at the back. And I think that's been a little bit of our issue at times. So yeah, I think we struggled on that. 11 content reviews, 11 likes, that makes me happy. But yeah, I'm probably going to end this one here. I'm going to go do some other bits and pieces because I'm in that kind of mindset. There will be a review tomorrow after the game. I may go live Saturday. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. I might go live over the weekend just to talk all things Wednesday again because I think there's some stuff. Also, something that is getting put very, very shortly. My memberships is open. I think it's, if I remember correctly, my membership is... Where is the memberships? It's not open yet. I haven't got it set yet. So I'm about to get it done. The membership is going live soon. There will be memberships for the channel. That is where the trucking streams are going. And say Smith, just for Gregory. Go more. Hey, Adam, how you... Oh, give me a minute. Evening, Adam. Hope you're well, mate. But the trucking streams will be going behind the paywall for a slight while I can figure out some things on the channel. I need to find a way of sorting the trucking streams so they don't go to some websites that are just heavily based on football. And Wednesday, I don't want to clog up other people's feeds. That's not fair, and it's not great if that happens. So I want to try and avoid that. But the trucking streams will be back. They will be behind the paywall for the time being. It should have been set up, and it's not. And it's kind of annoying me because I knew it was set up, or it was ready to go. I've been doing a lot of things recently, and everything's been a bit on top of us. Everything behind the scenes has gone a bit peak tongue-ish. That's all I'm going to say on the matter of fact. I thought I set this. Why can't it let me... you can turn... Oh, I've got to complete all the steps, haven't I? Okay, I've got to complete all steps, so that's why. 2-0 to Wednesday, 1-0 tomorrow night to get a clean sheet. Also Bannon for me, due a goal. 2-0 Wednesday Nat, 1-0 DJ. Yeah. Let's just try and get a win. That's all I want. I'm not even thought if we think I disappeared to the bar. No worries, mate. I'll disappear to the bar. Right, guys and girls, thank you for joining me. Have a good evening. Please look after yourselves. Enjoy the weather over this bank holiday if you're working, because it's meant to be really nice. I am going to be doing bits and pieces before the game. I've got little bits and pieces I want to get done. But thank you for joining me this evening. I know it's been a different day, but let's go for it and let's get all 3 points because it's very badly needed. So let's get it. See you guys later.